Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Wednesday, June 13th, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. They're fighting now. We're about to win, guys. Costs of fighting the 416 wildfire at 10 million lightning storms looming. He looks pissed. Hermosa resident Andy Doherty and his wife, Mandy, not pictured, made a sign to thank firefighters for saving their home from the 416 fire on June 12th in Hermosa. Look at the flames in the background. The 416 fire in southwest Colorado burned 27,420 acres. Yes, 420 since June 1st has cost $10 million to suppress so far. The fire is now 15% contained and growing a little slower because it's burning up the fuel. Now they're worried about this storm. And here we are, Saturday night, Sunday morning. There's the forecast. Heavy rain in this area with lightning. This is what sparked the fires 14 days ago, and we may see more action coming. Areas experienced the worst overnight hailstorm in 20 years. Colorado Springs. Officials say neighborhoods near Colorado Springs say the worst overnight hailstorm in over 20 years. Now, this is nonsense because 20 years ago, the hail that fell was only 2 inches. And that is not what fell in Colorado Springs. Tennis ball size hail damaged homes, windows, and other objects. Look at the size of this hail. They say that's 3 inches. I'm saying it's an understatement of the century. That's a 4-inch hailstone. And the storms 20 years ago produced 2-inch hail. This hail is much larger than 2 inches. So it goes way back, much further than that. And obviously, hail of this size has never fallen, in fact, in this area of El Paso County, Colorado. And that's tonight's first. Boom. And that's just the facts, folks. System dumps miserable conditions on Atlantic Canada. Snow, too. We're about to get to the snowcast. Look at this young buck. That's an amazing hairdo. Look at how he keeps it up like that. I did that when I was 18. Now, here is the troughs that are going to be bringing miserable conditions and snow to the Maritimes once again. You can see Labrador, Happy Valley, Goose Bay, St. Anthony. Yeah, 10 to 20 centimeters of snow. Some areas could see up to 30 centimeters up here between Labrador City and Happy Valley. That's the forecast, kids, and we're sticking to it. So is he. Look how he unbuttoned his shirt and he looks all casual. God, I love how they do it up there in the Maritimes. But the weather is much different. Incoming system bringing 10 to 23 millimeters of rain across the Maritimes through Thursday. Newfoundland seeing the rain Thursday, Friday with chilly single-digit temperatures as well. They just had a huge crop loss episode last week, and now there are chances of flurries for parts of coastal Labrador through the end of the week. So, widespread record lows. On Monday, widespread record low temperatures were set across Atlantic Canada, with several places even dipping below the freezing mark, smashing some pretty long withstanding previous records, including Edmonton, New Brunswick, dipping to negative 1.7 C on Monday, beating the old record of 0.6 C set back in 1923 during the centennial minimum. Them's is the facts. Let's get to the snow. Any day now. SES encourages Shire to be prepared for snow forecasted. It's time to rug up because the Upper Lancashire and surroundings are forecast to see some snow this weekend, according to the BOM. Temperatures in the Crookwell region will plummet over the weekend. Friday is predicted to drop to a minimum of 3 degrees. On Saturday, 2 degrees. And Sunday, -1. 132,500 emergency storm and flood assistance line. There it is. Crookwell Gazette. Have no idea where that is. Not in just Canabolas. Bureau widens weekend snow forecast photos. Yes, the bomb is wrong again, and the prediction they made earlier this week was weak. Of course, the weekend snow for Mount Canabolas has been widened by the bomb, with areas of snow now forecast to receive white coating, including Orange, Blythe, Lithgow, and other parts of Central West. Yes, heads up. It's winter. Check out this Arctic plume coming all the way up from Antarctica up into the Australia region. This is going to be sweeping across and creating that weather. This is Thursday, 12:50 Eastern Standard Time. And there it is. This is coming all the way up from the Antarctic regions, all the way up here into Australia. Record-breaking rain hits France, totally fluxed again. Paris breaks rainfall records set in 1960. France is again on our radar with record-breaking June rainfall that triggered floods and caused damage and injuries on June 11th and 12th. Yes, fire and rescue services of Saint-Saint-Denis Department of Northern France responded to 816 calls for assistance Monday and Tuesday after torrential rains caused rivers to rapidly rise, totally fluxing homes and disrupting traffic. That's not the only place that's fluxed. Record 41.1 millimeter, 1.6 inches of rain in 10 minutes floods Lausanne, Switzerland. A record-breaking 41 millimeters of rain was recorded in Switzerland's Lausanne on June 11th, 2018, breaking the previous record of 36.1 millimeters recorded in Staunsberger Canton in 2017. And that's a Switzerland boom! Totally flux up there in Switzerland. That's not all. Heavy rains and hail pound Serbia, Croatia, causing damage and people to pretend that they're terrorists. Fresh storms in the Balkans have flooded buildings and streets and pounded parts of the region with hail, destroying crops. As predicted. Why the Miami Herald is covering it, I will never know. But they're totally fluxed, and it's because of stratospheric radiation, which is rising to all-time record highs in modern history. This is going to increase throughout your lifetime. And these events are only going to get worse. And as we descend into the grand minimum, not only are global temperatures going to drop, but so is the hail. Heads up. Time to buy a helmet. Cosmic ray is totally fluxed. And if you really want to see the facts, we're down here now. Allowable days falling below 200 as far as cosmic radiation is concerned. So we're in the no-fly zone in just a few years for astronauts and soon to be for you flying an aircraft. Earthquake swarm detected under Galeras Volcano, Colombia. Excellent picture. Colombian authorities have reported significant increase in seismic activity under Galeras Volcano, one of Colombia's most frequented active volcanoes. Look at the size of the population down here. This is tens of thousands of people in harm's way. This volcano erupts typically VEI 2 and 3 during cosmic ray flux periods, which means all of these people here are totally fluxed. That's the facts. Here is the data. VEI 2 and 3 continuously throughout the Dalton minimum here into the mini ice age. All VEI 2 and 3 through radiocarbon and historical observations. And that is a boom, unfortunately for those people. Now, also something significant, seismic activity at Galeras has displayed characteristic signals known as tornillos or tornillo in Spanish for screw. These seismic signals are so named because their shape on a seismograph resembles a screw with a wide head and a tapered tail. At Galeras, these signals are generated regarded as short-term precursors to explosive eruptions. So we're going to be keeping our eye out for the screw. And that is a screw boom. Heads up. They think we're crazy. Yes. We're just picking up what they're not putting down. 4.3 in Chile at 117 kilometers is not the most interesting quake of note. This one in Lambasa, Fiji, a 4.9 kicking off today at 564.8 kilometers of depth is way down there. So we're going to be looking for a large magnitude quake shocking the Fiji Lambasa area in the next 24 to 48 hours. Kilauea is not stopping rocking. There was another explosion of the 5.3 magnitude. We are hit a plateau, and it is pretty consistent every 24 to 36 hours. There's a 5.3 volcanic explosion. And that is a Kilauea boom. Worldwide volcano news update. We have Dukono, Sakurajima, Saba, and Kaya. Yes, it's true. They're all erupting at some capacity, as well as Pakaya, Agung, Kilauea, and Yasur. 6 on our radar. Come look at the seismic activity at Kilauea's main caldera. It is on the uptick. There is the fissure erupting, and the sun has set. So it's dark. Thank you, Volcano YT. You'll get links to all this down below. We had a wonderful conversation tonight with Jennifer Morrow-Hassey on the radio program. She's from Australia. She's not picking up what the bomb's putting down. She's on the climate denier team like you and I. She's down for the real science. Now let's look at the real nonsense. I put out a video today because it so affected me, the headlines I was reading. I had to stop what I was doing and put out a video because I knew that when I quickly looked at the data, what I was going to find was embarrassing to the people that published these articles. Here, this is from Engadget, which I didn't cover today, and it's going to be picked up all day tomorrow by dozens of other rags, all perpetrating a farce and a lie. Antarctica is not losing ice. It is not at an increasingly rapid rate, and the sea level is not going to rise, and on and on and on. Absolutely fake news. Real news: food forests could bring healthy organic food to everyone for free. It's a no-brainer. If you don't know what one is, read the article. Duh. Now let's talk about climate change, the facts. Edited by Jennifer Morrow Hassey, our esteemed guest tonight on the radio program, which will be up this weekend for you to watch on the YouTube channel. I suggest you go out and buy this book. It is a treasure trove of information on the scam at foot, the problems with science, the problems with homogenization, where it all begins, where will it end? Well, she's trying to use neural networks to predict the weather so we can better grow food and save the world. While the powers that be don't want you to know the truth about climate science, and they're going to tell you that everything's melting and the sea levels are going to rise and everybody's going to be drowning. None of which is happening. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. They're fighting. They're fighting us, which means any moment we will win. The way that you will win is to start preparing now. Proper prior planning will prevent piss poor performance in the changes that are ahead, which will lead to global unrest and famine, and it is coming soon. Interest rates are rising. Inflation is next. Are you ready? Be safe, everybody.